Okay, hello, I'm Jog, and welcome back to a post-commentary episode. Mentioned in the last one, I unfortunately, muted the mic and lost my commentary. I came back, well, ever coming back, I wanted to see if we can upgrade these guard towers and turn them into keeps. Long story short, no, because they're technically not ours. And again, making another save because I really don't want to go and redo previous stuff.
We cannot afford any mistakes.
Okay, so this one is coming near where the pirates are located. So this is probably where actually hiring the pirates would be your best bet. Unfortunately, I'm having a bit of an issue over here with, I believe it's the Hun Navy attacking my trade carts. So, yeah. Also, they got these fortified towers down here. Well, again, the worst. They have a lot of health. They have a lot of health, good armor, and a stupidly powerful attack stat. Like, the only way you're actually gonna, like, really defeat them is by sending an army. And you're gonna want a lot of cannon galleons, because they're going to essentially get, like, I want to say another word other than just destroyed, but, like, you know what I mean. Thankfully, though, I believe everything from here on out should be smooth sailing. Which kind of annoys me because of how annoying it was just to get the second and third shipment. More specifically, the second shipment. This fourth shipment being over here by the pirates, I feel like should have been the third shipment. And the fifth shipment, which, well, obviously, we'll see when it shows up, I feel like should have been the second. Also, ow! Yeah. Demo ships, when they can get off, can really be a pain to deal with. Also, yeah, that's me trying to deal with that tower, with the cannon galleons, and the 5 cannon galleons essentially got sunk. These guys over here, though, transport ships. If you can get rid of these things, you would be a lot better off. Because I believe these guys come into play at the very, very end of everything. But we'll deal with that later on. I did want to try and take care of them, because I was also thinking, like, oh man, like, if we can just destroy this naval base over to the right-hand side, then it only leaves red with their, like, naval base up top, so that will, like, destroy their potential. Also, I don't know why these ships... I feel like my ships just aren't, like, reaching as far as they should be. We had the same range. But it felt like my guys had to, like, stop what they were doing and get closer to the enemy. When it's like, no, like, the enemy's firing at you from further away, so I don't know. Either way, this is when I'm like, okay, I need more docks. And I'm gonna say, build more docks. As long as we can keep trade going, I think we'll be fine. Also, I think I mentioned this before, but if you got the gold, maybe building some towers to guard that beach that my trading ox carts were getting attacked from might not be a bad idea either, just to stop the navy or at least slow them down. Because I have 8,000 wood. Wood is not an issue right now. It's gold that's just slowing me down. I mean, I guess I could also move their markets a little bit further back. Not so sure how well that would go, though. Also, cannon galleons, okay for fighting off buildings. I mean, they can do a lot of damage to ships. But their slow rate of fire gives the war galleys a lot more benefit to actually fighting. Okay, I think it takes like 4 cannons to actually destroy a ship. And, yeah. This is just pretty much how it's just going to be going. It's going to be building an army. Oh, sorry, building a navy. I keep saying army because I'm so used to armies. But this is such a water-heavy map that you really don't need a navy. You don't need an army. Honestly, that castle that I got, along with the starting, Chupino? I feel like I always say it wrong. They pretty much are all we need to stop the Han army from actually attacking us. Now, if enemy units get on land, like from those transport ships, then yes, we could have trouble. We could have problems. But if we can just defeat the ships or defeat the enemies before they can get inland, we're fine. We should be fine. And here I go again, trying to, like, attack the tower. And I believe this when I was like, okay, like, let's... Now from the other side. I think I was like, okay, like, let's use the war galleys as a distraction. They'll get destroyed, but we'll get the other guys to We'll get the war galleys to fall, but the cannon galleys should be able to get rid of the tower. But of course, as soon as I send my units out there to actually start attacking, do we get attacked by demo ships and war galleys and galleons and... Just like, come on! I was annoyed. But yes, why was I not... Okay, I guess I was. Oh yeah, this is also when I'm like, okay, it's time to purge. If you do not have a job, then it is taking up space. Because I was originally thinking about trying to come in here and actually get rid of their docks and everything, because they either have no villagers or next to no villagers, so, like, destroying their docks, like, greatly weakens the enemy, or at least it should. I haven't come back to, like, look at the replay to see, like, oh, are they just spawning ships out of nowhere, or are they actually, like, using the docks? I'm assuming they are using the docks. It's just a little bit, like, I don't know where those demo ships that came from the left-hand side came from. Also, the hit and run tactic really works great. You just really need to make sure that you get, like, the right position. And because of the hit and run, the cannon galleons are, like, useless. Well, mostly useless. They can occasionally get a shot in, but, like, the damage that they'll deal is so minuscule compared to, like, what we can do, because their shots are so slow. Also, I don't know if I ever explained it. Why do I keep moving my units? I'm essentially moving them to get them to move closer, that way they can all essentially attack the ships at the same time. Rather than having to, like, go around one another. I believe it's the best way of trying to get things done. But, something else to keep in mind, look how much I lost, like, attacking Admiral Chen's naval base. I had so many ships, so many cannon galleons, and they're gone. Part of that is due to the enemy ships, and part of that is due to the fact that those towers are just too overpowered. But I still wanted to try and come over here and try to get rid of things, because I'm like, I have no idea where this transport ship is going to come from, and I get a feeling that it's going to be stupid, and possibly try to go in between that river, between the pirates and Admiral Chen's naval base. Long story short, it doesn't, but you definitely need to take care of this location. You at least need to get rid of the ships that are going to be patrolling this area. Even, you don't have to destroy the towers.
Carrying gold for the final decorations of the temple sails to our location. Send our fleet there to protect it.
Yes, at this point we should be fine, although my base is getting attacked. Yeah, if we didn't bribe the pirates, they may have been an issue. But thankfully, paying them off worked out better for me than I expected. I was originally thinking back when I finished the episode the first time, like, did the pirates really help me, considering how easily they just get destroyed? And looking back, I'm like, yeah, I would say they did. I would say they were definitely useful. So yeah, thanks to getting rid of the naval blockade, or navy, from Admiral Chen on the right-hand side, this 4th shipment can arrive with relative ease. Oh, I mentioned before about building towers on the beach over to the right-hand side over here to guard our ox carts. It may not be a bad idea to also build some towers by our docks as well, just in case any enemy ships try to come in. Necessary? No, if assuming you got yourself enough navy. But it would not hurt. Also, I think I had a ship go up there before, but I never actually... I don't remember if I showed it off. I don't remember if I didn't show off. I'm actually recording this on a brand new day because it got a little bit late and I had to stop.
We must clear the way for it. We cannot afford...
So yes, this last shipment is coming from the left-hand side, aka the west. So it's going to be very close to the Han army. And... I don't know if we technically will have to... Well, no, we probably do have to go out there because there's always ships out there. But I don't know if we will so much have to attack the Han army, but I definitely would recommend bringing in a cannon galleon or a few. Because there is a castle close to that way. Also, towers. So yeah, we definitely need to get rid of these towers first. I'm trying to think about this, and I'm a little upset. I don't think there's any... I don't think there's any land units that can, like, decently deal with naval units. So yes, if we give them 100 gold, they will give us a dragon ship, which I believe is a better fire ship. And I believe we can just give them a bunch of gold at one time. And we should just, they'll give us dragon ships, but slowly. So it's not... I kind of wish they just bought them all out at once. So I want to say, again, they're essentially just fire ships, but probably more powerful fire ships. And I guess if we somehow ran out of wood, don't ask me how, but I guess if we ran out of wood, we could always just use them. But considering the amount of cannon galleons, war galleys, demo ships... I don't know how useful they're going to be, if at all. Especially considering the towers that they have that just destroy everything. So, is it worth it? I'm gonna say no. I would say don't waste your money. For the equivalent of 3 dragon ships, I can get myself 10 war galleys. And, I mean, you can see the power of 25 war galleys right here. I mean, I did send them out, see what they, if they could do anything, but, I think they got too close to red and got destroyed by their towers. So, yes, we did need to come out this way, because they did have demo ships, they had galleys and everything else, but this is all just from the Han, or the Han Navy. The whatchamacallit. Oh, sorry. These are all from Nanchang. The Han army in gray haven't done a dang thing. And yeah, also my mistake for leaving my base unprotected. If anything, looking back, I would have sent the fast fire ships over to... Sorry, the dragon ships. You know what I mean, though. I would have sent the dragon ships out to protect my base. But hindsight's always 20/20, so... Thankfully, though, we have the resources and the numbers and the strategy to get rid of these enemy galleys, or war galleys, so... Yeah, I really don't know how much more there is to really talk about. The Han army does have a castle nearby there, so maybe get rid of that. I don't know if you'll have to get rid of that, but I would say it probably would not hurt to get rid of it. And I think at this point I'm just going to speed things up until we get our shipment to arrive, so unless something else of interest happens, because We've been at this for like over an hour now. You kinda understand what's going on.
The final shipment brings foliage for the garden of the Holy Temple.
About time. Alright, so at this point, bring everything back. Make sure the ship is protected, but bring everything back to your base. Yeah, I would complain, it's like, oh god, like, how do they have so many guarding ships? But then again, I have so many guarding ships. It's a good thing that my guys were here, because otherwise, Admiral Chen might have found that ship. I forgot about this. So I got a little bit lucky the fact that they were all right there to actually engage. But there we go. Yes, now we actually have to build it. Like I was saying before, get... I mentioned it before, we're gonna have to build this thing. Get everybody. Get every villager you got working on it. And get your ships ready.
Think again.
Yes.
Enemy warships approach the temple.
So, yeah. Build villagers to get building faster, and be building ships to get, well, rid of enemy ships better. Yes, they already have, unfortunately, but thankfully, they're in a location that actually works out well for me. So, they formed up from Red, which was not where the one group we defeated was, so Red must have had some more transport ships up in its northern base. Thankfully, though, nothing I'm too worried about. My guys can honestly handle all this pretty easily. If they had landed inland, I'd have trouble. But honestly, the small group we got. However, this thing is taking forever to build. It has 3,000 health. So, get the vills. Get the vills, protect the dock, and we can win this thing. And honestly, at this point, it sucks, but I think they can, if they're just gonna focus on that rather than my dock, then they can take that. It's a little bit of a shame that we don't get treadmill crane, unfortunately. Also, architecture might have been good to have, like, a long time ago. Maybe, maybe not, actually, now I'm thinking about it, because that wouldn't really help me too much. Because, the towers and whatnot were owned by the, either like the Nanjing, temple, or they were belonging to probably the Chinese peasants. So they didn't get any of the upgrades that I gave them. Also, more vills, congratulations, start working. And yeah, it's just a mess. Just get rid of what you can. And pray you have enough ships to actually hold off the enemy. If you can destroy a transport ship before it can hit land, you'll destroy any units that are inside. We're already at 60%, so the temple is coming along. However, if we get some units inland, it could be trouble. Thankfully, though, they're not getting anywhere near that far. It also appears this, the left-hand side is where the enemy transport ships want to dock, so being on the left-hand side, or having a good number of troops and, well, army on the left-hand side, may be more advantageous. Remember, if you're gonna fight, save the cannon galleons for last. They're the easiest to dodge. And yeah, if we got to this point, I think we're fine. I would also probably recommend not making a save after that last temple delivery, just in case something goes wrong. It gives you that extra time to actually build support before the Animal Chen's army arrives, so that's just me. At this point, yeah. We're ready in 3, 2, 1.
The temple is built. We have acquired the divine favor of the gods, and the Han will submit to Ming rule.
Thank God.
Although vastly outnumbered by the large Han tower ships, the smaller and more maneuverable Ming vessels were better suited for the shallow water. During the second night of the battle, the Ming launched a surprise attack with fire ships, which devastated many of the Han ships. Thousands of Han soldiers drowned or burned alive. The Ming victory secured their position as the strongest faction in China. In time, they conquered the Middle Kingdom, ending a century of Mongol domination. The new dynasty ruled China for nearly 3 centuries, ushering in a great age of prosperity and stability.
So, that's it. I had the highest military, but I also killed 700 units and lost 500. Yeah, look at the economy for some of them. They have no resources. It's just us, the Hun army, and the peasants. And I hate when the game does this. Like, they either start off with a ton of resources or getting free resources, and I hate it when they do that. It's just annoying to me. An army, advances imperially, but yeah. I collected the most of everything else. But apparently some of these people had villagers, I just have no idea what they were doing. I'm assuming they were only there to rebuild. Because they weren't gathering resources. Also, the Hun Navy. Really? After all the ships I had, they have that much of a navy? Where? I'm so confused, because I don't see them. I looked on the map, and I don't see them. I don't know if that's a bug or what, because it's their it's supposed to be their population and everything. And I don't get it. This is all great. This is all the Hun army. Which I feel like could have easily been defeated. I'm not gonna lie. But there was no reason to build a proper army, so going after them was not worth it. But yeah, Admiral Chen I can at least understand between his bases and his islands, but... Not to mention the towers. 8 plus 78 attack. And they outranked a trebuchet. Like, there's no easy way of getting rid of those things. They are just overly nice. Oh, the Hun Navy is up north, surrounded by Admiral Chen. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, I understand now. But yeah, like that. 17 range and 86 attack power with 8 physical defense and 11 range. Like, I get it. You have these things set up because you need to, like, make things look threatening and everything else, but there's just a few times where it's just overboard and to the point of, like, not fair, because there's so many of these towers out here. There's, like, I think, like, 7 of them just go into this one place, but every other tower is just a normal tower. So, yeah. Oh, well. either way, I am Jog. I am signing off. Next time, when we come back, I'm trying to think where we go. Because I was still looking at the map at this point. Well, almost done. I'm trying to think if we are finishing up Asia next time, or are we moving someplace else? I want to say we're finishing up Asia next time. But either way, I'm Jog, signing off. So long, farewell. Until we meet again, have a good one. Goodbye.